Shamayim ba'areh Ezni me'im Hashem Oiseh Shamayim ba'areh I lift my eyes to the mountains from where will my help come I lift my eyes to the mountain. From where will my help come? My help is from the Lord, Creator of heaven and earth. My help is from the Lord, Creator of heaven and earth. Esainai el Elohim, me'ayin yavo esli. Esainai el Elohim, me'ayin yavo esli. Hashem, Oiseh Shamayim ba'areh Ezni me'im Hashem, Oiseh Shamayim ba'areh Da 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 Bam 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 da 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 ma ya 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 ma ya 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 ma 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 da 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 bam 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 da 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 ay 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 da 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 ay ay la 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 da da la 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 spectator sports this morning.
Wants us to sing.
Huh?
The rabbi wants us to sing.
Hashem wants us to sing. The rabbi was again. Welcome home, Eli. Eli. Come on, Chevron. Da 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 da. I really feel like singing right now. Driving by here after dropping the kids off, I see the Shiva tent by Neulander right here. Singing is not if I feel like it or not. If singing is tefillah, and tefillah is avoda Shabbat, that means that you don't only sing when you feel like it. It's like you don't only keep kosher when you feel like it. You don't keep Shabbos when you feel like it. It's the same thing. It's work. It's work. And singing mizman from a long time ago already, stopped being optional. It's avoda. So that's why obviously I don't expect anyone to come in here and start let's start. We're in a war. It's sugar. 136 hostages still there. That's why dafka, every ounce of energy when we push ourselves towards expressing our neshamas through avoda Shabbat, through singing, we have no idea what it does in Shamayim. We have no idea. We don't have any idea what it does to any of us. And it's avoda. And just like when we walk into shul and you don't feel it, what an amazing moment for lishma. What an amazing, you get up in the morning, you have a chavrusa, you don't feel like it. That is actually a greater opportunity than if you felt it. Because then then the lishma becomes so much more powerful and opens up tremendous gates for us to continue to do things that should be, like the Kotzker Rebbe used to say, that our L'Shem Shamayim should mamish be L'Shem Shamayim. That all the things that Kiviyachol are holy, that they're really L'Shem Shamayim. So that's why don't be mad at me if I want you to sing stronger, sing louder, sing. I'm with you. Trust me, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. Okay, Chavra. So we're going to learn something beautiful today, but first, just a few announcements. Well, first, that we continue. Oh, Shvat, new month of learning. Shvat, sponsored. Oh, man. Sponsored by Joni and Moshe Pollack, Lili Nishmas Shimon ben Moshe, Moshe's grandfather, and Lili Nishmas' other grandfather, Tzvi ben Mordechai, and Lili Nishmas Shir. Lili Nishmas Shira Rachma Bas Harav Alter Nasanata is Joni's sister. She was like my sister too, and her Yahrzeit is Yud Zayin Shvat. This week is sponsored in memory of Moshe Menachem ben Yaakov Chana Liba, and in Leilui Nishmas Tamar Bat Moshe, Azriel ben Aryeh, Leilui Nishmas Chaim Aaron ben Binyamin HaKohen, Leilui Nishmas Menachem ben Shmuel Eliezer v'Liba, Leilui Nishmas Tchia Shirel Shimona Bas Baruch Halevi v'Sara, and for the refuah of Chava Yocheved Hadas Bat Sara, and for the refuah. Where's Yossi? Is he here? Did Yossi leave? He had to leave. You left already? I believe this is for the refuah of Gita Rivka Bas Chaya Reza. I want to just encourage everyone. This Shabbos, every Shabbos is a gift. Every Shabbos is a treat. This Shabbos, we have a very special Yid that's going to be by us, and I want to encourage everyone to take the opportunity. Rav Joey Rosenfeld, those of you that know him, this is a Pele. He's a Pele Dika Yid. It's hard to describe in words, but they'll have the experience. So Rav Joey Rosenfeld will be here with us this Shabbos. And those who haven't heard of him yet, just do one quick online search. You can just choose 5 minutes of anything that you see, and you'll see what we're talking about. We'll be doing a tish in my home tonight. Doing a tish together at 8:30 for men. The women have a tish upstairs here with Neve, who's doing a Shabbaton here, so the women will be taken care of, and the men will be taken care of, but I highly encourage you each to join. And he'll be speaking in Shul also tomorrow morning. He'll give the drasha in Shul. So it's very exciting, it's very humbling, it's a beautiful thing. There's so many other things, that are taking place right now, but right now, we'll save it for next week. So just have in mind that this Shabbos really is... it's the beginning of the makos on our enemies. It's the beginning of when it all comes down. Whatever they've experienced until now should be nothing in comparison to what they should be experiencing soon. Olam sheker, olam ha-sheker. And we said this right now in davening, Va'alu moshim b'har tzion lishpot esar esam. V'aisel Hashem ha-melucha. The melucha will be reigning, it will be shining and clear to all. And we have to hold on, Chavra. We have to hold on, continue to stay focused like we've been doing during the week. in the shiurim on Mondays and Wednesdays. And with the women, even though it's different topics, the whole vibe, the whole energy is right now, pashut ma'od, staying focused and holding on to emes, and going to emes la'amita, going further and deeper and stronger. And on Shabbos, we need the koach. We get the koach to be able to do the holy work that our generation is prepared for, that we don't have any. It's not that we're prepared for, even if we're not prepared for it. En lanu brera. We don't have we don't have another choice. This is what we've signed up for, whether we realize it or not. You know how, like, sometimes, like David Arn will write on one of his messages, disseminate the well springs, right? And then you add there's no apologies. So merit right now we have to disseminate all the well springs that are within, that are going out. It has to just happen on a much, much more larger scale and more powerful scale. And it has to happen through us becoming real spiritual entities in the world. And Shabbos is the time when this happens. So I'm going to just give out the pages. If you have it, it's Daf Reish Lamed Bet in the Sefer. But I have to share with you something a little bit. It'll seem weird based on what I just invited you all to. Reish Lamed Bet. Baruch atah Adonai Olam Shachar Midbarim. Amen. Yosef, all the Sfarim came down? Yeah? Okay, are there any more pages?
Yeah.
I have to share with you one of the most least enjoyable things that I used to always have to do whenever I would go out and do like scholar in residence or Shabbatons and stuff like that. The one thing that I always wished there'd always be like, I don't know, some kind of exemption, or that it just wouldn't be on the list from the whole Shabbos, is Oneg Shabbos. And Oneg. Because I never felt that it had anything to do with Oneg. But it's a title, it's a slot that has to be filled. En ma la'asot. That's you're getting, you're here to do a Shabbat. En ma la'asot. That's part of it. Oneg Shabbos. Why? Because what's an Oneg? When we say Oneg Shabbos, right? What usually happens?
Food, singing.
Licorice, yeah. Licorice, jelly beans, Doritos, achiyuv, the same like few sarcastic jokes and things and I wish. Oh, that people fall asleep there. Yes. Also, meaning the whole Indian of Oneg Shabbos, of what the Oneg of Shabbos, right, doesn't usually happen at an Oneg. It's a slot. It's a slot that you have to fill. And any of you that have had to do this and participate in it, you know what I mean. It's a slot. Oneg Shabbos, an Oneg of Shabbos. What does it mean to have Oneg Shabbos as something completely different? Now, it could happen there too. It could happen at that setting. The question is, what's the setting? What is it like? What is it set up as? What's the goal? Who's coming? With what kind of an open heart are we coming? How much alcohol may be already in the system before I even show up there? Right? All these questions. All these, as if none of you know what I'm talking about. All these inyanim. All these inyanim of Oneg Shabbos. Oneg Shabbos. So, or whatever your nigun is for, I'm sorry, that was the Chadodi. What I'm saying? How many times have you said that in your life? How many times have you cried over those words?
Right.
How many times have you cried over those words?
Never. You got smacked while you were
Maybe, right. Maybe, right? Or maybe like if you were like, then you bang your head into that. Then maybe you get it, Yeah, I have to tell you, one time, I just remembered a funny story. One time, I by accident, many years ago, my hair, mamash, like, it's not like in a kilo, my dog ate my homework. A barber cut off my right paya. No, it's not what happened. My friend burned my right payah. I'm not kidding. Meir Sabo, mutual friend of ours, Rav Meir Sabo. We went out to do a Shabbaton in Austin, Texas. Look at that face. And I actually know what Shabbos is. What it was, because it was Shabbos of either the last Shabbos of 1999 or the first Shabbos of 2000. This very holy Yid, I think it was that, and this very holy Yid, Moshe Chesed. Back then his name was Moshe Chesed, I think. Put together this massive Shabbat, it was called Shabbat 1000, where they got 1,000 people to come for Friday night to Shabbos. And it was I took a good friend of mine from LA with me, and we stayed by, I don't even know where it was, in Austin. And somehow he was being funny. He was smoking cigarettes, so he's like, hey, Shlom, tireh. And he's like, tireh ze matzchik, and he goes like this. And I'm like, ah. And then, mamish, like 10 seconds later, I'm like, what's going on? And I look at him, he's like, oh my God. And he starts to hit me, and he burned this payah off. So I didn't know I was so confused. I didn't know, like, I was confused about the whole scenario. Like, do I shecht my friend? Right? Are you kidding me? I'm supposed to do a whole Shabbaton now, showing up with one payah, right? There is a guy like this that has, you know who has one payah? You know Jeremy?
You talked about
from Gems?
I know. You brought it up.
He has one, he has, anyway, that's a statement, but it was no statement. I had one payah. So I didn't know, what am I supposed to do? Do you cut the other payah now? That's crazy. Do they grow faster once they're burned? I don't know what to do. I remember the story that there was a Rebbe that used to basically make sure that he wouldn't fall asleep when he was learning. And how would he do it? Because he was learning all day and all night, and he tied his payahs to the shtender, because it would bring him closer. But he didn't also realize that it could also go the other way. So the payahs were tied, and he would always wake up whenever he would, But then he went back once, and one of his payahs got snipped off, and he kept the other one. So I tucked in this one really, really good. This one really, really good, and pinned it like 5 million times over Shabbos, because this was not here. And Baruch Hashem, it grew back eventually. But the only reason I'm telling you this story, to show you where my mind is right now, just because it's true, Yosef, what you said. I can't tell you how many times I have such rachmanis on people that come to an Oneg Shabbos, and they fall asleep. They fall asleep. They're not doing anything wrong. They fall asleep. You want to wake them up. They're finally, Rav Shlomo people would always fall asleep in his shiurim. You have so many recordings, and someone would say, trying to wake him. He would always say, shh, brother, it's going in a different way. Trust me, it's going in. But mitzideno, if we're going to do something, if we're going to do it, let's do it right. And the great achana for this will be tonight. If we're going to do it, let's do it right. You go to Shalom Zachars. And the whole inyan of Shalom Zachar is that you're supposed to show a child it's not so bad here in this world. We could still mekadesh ourselves through eating, through drinking b'kedusha, through singing b'kedusha. That's the point of a Shalom Zachar. You know that, right? The Shalom Zachar, the whole point is telling the child, in this world we could say brachas, we could do things in this world and do it gewalt and elevate ourselves and elevate our lives. You go to so many Shalom Zachars, Mechila, Bamish, but it's l'shem to'eles, the to'eles. It's 2 or 3 songs, or Hamalach, V'zakeni. But even half the time, it's optional. It's not really avodah, the chiyuv. It's optional. It's all about. There's so much sarcasm and jokes about how you'll never sleep again, or how your wife's not going to talk to you for 3 months, or what's the best booze on the table. It's all this stuff. Has nothing to do with the purpose of a Shalom Zachar. Nothing. All these. I wish Arvis was the center of a Shalom Zachar. Alavai. So let's figure out again right now. Let's start again. What's an Oneg Shabbos? What's an Oneg? So look what he says here now.
If I have time, we'll see something in the Gemara in Shabbos Kuf Yud Ched. It actually, it says what does it mean, what an Oneg is. We're going to learn it like this. Echol mashmanim, it's in the bottom of Reish Lamed Beit. Echol mashmanim shtei mamtakim ki kelita nechobot veikim. Usually you say this if you're conscious or you're awake. When?
Friday night.
Echol mashmanim, the Shabbos day, I think.
Oh.
Nachon? Yeah. Yom Zeh Mechubed, the Shabbos day. Al ha'adam lechalkel et dvarav u'ma'asav bepeles u'b'mishpat. A person always has to conduct himself and his actions on a peles. Peles is a what do you call it?
It's a level, on the level.
On the level, meaning like a moznaim, meaning like a, what's the word? How do you say moznaim? The scale. That's the word. The scale. You always have to conduct yourself to make sure to check in with yourself and saying, not only am I doing good things versus bad things, but the way that I'm doing good things, where are they at? Understand? For some people, the atzlacha is, I'm going to stop mechalaling Shabbos. I keep Shabbos. But at a certain point, you graduate and you realize, but how am I keeping Shabbos? How am I keeping Shabbos? By some people, the question is, do I start putting on tefillin or not? And that's unbelievable what we're seeing in the country right now. You saw what happened this week in Tel Aviv? Or in Herzliya, was it? Tel Aviv. What happened was that the principal of a school from Herzliya, a prestigious school in Herzliya, was by another school in Tel Aviv, and he came outside, right outside the school, and he saw that a shliach, a Chabadnik, was putting tefillin on a kid that wanted. And it was a whole tumult, and he was trying to convince the kid not to, and he's pushing him away. Hashem Yirachim. Hashem Yirachim. There's still like a few individuals. They're not many anymore. It's mamish, not the road. It's just a few chevra from a different door that have nothing to do with this door that are still involved in this. And what exactly? So I was about to say is that the next day, a Chaver Knesset and a very famous singer named Kobi Peretz, who's actually bought hundreds and hundreds of pairs of tefillin and has been giving them out wherever he's been performing all over the country. The students rebelled. They revolted big time against their principal, and they all, in the masses, put on tefillin right out the entrance to the school, screaming Shema Yisrael. It's over. The game is over. It's done. It's if someone has the footage, we'll send it around. It's mashu. It's something incredible. It's really something amazing. So by them, maybe the avoda was, let me start putting on tefillin. By us, I was thinking about it this morning. This Shabbos, we're going to be spending a lot of time thinking about the names of Hashem. Because that's how Moshe Rabbeinu begins to be revealed to by Hashem. And he talk about the name Kel Shakai, right? But the Shmi Hashem. And I said, you know what, wait a second. When was the last time that I paid attention and I gave any energy to the fact that I have a Shin? I have the name Shin Daled Yud on my hand every single morning. When did it stop being, when did it start to just be automatic? And I just had like a minute it was like right before the last Kaddish. As I looked at my hand and I was thinking about this name during the week, obviously. Saying, when did I start to think about Shin, Dalit, and Yud on my hand? And we do it in a Svardish we don't do that, but by the Ashkenazi rapping, like, when did I stop? Am I okay with just continuing to put this on every single day? Bemet, am I okay with it? It's the same thing with what we're going to see today right now. Again, ala adam lechalkel et dvarav u'ma'asav bepeles u'b'mishpat. So I got to make sure that I'm constantly doing what I'm doing in the best way, shape, and form. Gam be'inyan oneg Shabbos, also regarding this thing called oneg Shabbos. K'mo shekasav b'shla HaKodesh v'zeh l'shono, amru razal kol ha'me'aneg es HaShabbos, nosnim lo nachla bli mitzarim. God bless you. God bless you. Whoever, now this is the tricky word for today. Hame'aneg. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's a I'm already telling you it's tricky. What is le'aneg?
To cause oneg.
To cause oneg. Hame'aneg. It's an active, right? Hame'aneg. That's what the lashon is. Kol hame'aneg et Shabbat. Whoever brings pleasure to Shabbos, he's given this nachla bli mitzarim, which means basically an infinite island called Yishuv Hada'at. Okay, that's basically what it means. Doesn't that sound amazing?
Yes.
This eternal island called Yishuv Hada'at. V'lo amru kol ha'ma'aneg beShabbat. It doesn't say whoever has pleasure on Shabbos. No. Ki ha'adam lo yeh kavanat al atzmo le'oneg. Rak yaseh ha'oneg bishvil kvod ha'Shabbos. This is what the Shlach Kodesh does. It's already a mind-blowing chap. What did he say over here? Shabbos is not about how good do you get to feel. Shabbos is not about figuring out what's the height of my menucha. Shabbos is about, am I bringing pleasure to Shabbos? It's even more than pleasure. Oneg is even deeper than pleasure. Oneg is like this heavenly bliss. Huh? It's light. It's something me'alu me'ever. So the Lashon is kol ha'ma'aneg es ha'Shabbos, not kol ha'ma'aneg be'Shabbos. You hear the diuk here. It's a world of difference. One is, let's see how good my vibe could be on Shabbos. Let me see what kind of zen I could reach on Shabbos. Let me see how I could just really, the week is so hard, and let me go for it. And Mechilov is saying this, there's way too many chevra, not here, Baruch Hashem, as far as I know, but in the world, you're not Mechal Shabbos, but their Oneg Shabbos is making sure they're chewing down gummies. You're not smoking. You're getting high. It helps my Shabbos. It had nothing to do with Shabbos. You know what I mean by gummies, you understand? Edibles. You're not getting high. What are you doing? You're not bringing Oneg to Shabbos. You're bringing Oneg to yourself. You're definitely bringing Oneg to yourself. But don't get confused. Do that if you want on a Monday night, if you feel the need. Shabbos has nothing to do with it. Lo kashur bichlal.
So Oneg Shabbat has nothing to do with your own Oneg on Shabbat, according to the Shlach. It's about... Chake.
It's everything about you, but not really about you. We'll see. Ki omnam. Now he says like this. Ha'oneg gorem la'archavas hadas u'lesimchas halev. It is kind of about you, because real pleasure that has to do with Shabbos causes you something. What does it cause you to have? Harchavas hadas, that your mind is expanded, and the simcha in your heart. V'Rabbeinu kasav mefurash b'Sefer Hamidos, and Rabbi Nachman wrote in Sefer Hamidos, Hamachal v'hamishte hem siba gdola l'simchas halev u'laharchik ha'atzvus v'hadaigus. The eating and drinking in a holy way is a tremendous thing that can bring joy to the heart, and it can distance sadness and worry from someone, 100%. Ki k'she'adam ochel ma'achal, we're on the next page, Ki k'she'adam ochel ma'achal arev o mashke meshubach. When you do eat whatever that thing is that is special for Shabbos and gives you something extra, or the l'chaim, 100%. Azai, im lo yevasem atzmo bo lemala mehamida, but if you don't overdo it, but you have it in a way, in a proportion, that you could actually taste it and be in it, and not think already about the next one, the next shot, the next fress, whatever it is. Noam, you want to kill me today, huh? I know. If you don't overdo it, meaning if your mind, like an addict, is already thinking about the next while you're actually taking the now, you could actually feel the joy of the heart. If you knew that was available to you, based on kind of like what Rabbi Nachman is saying, that it actually, if you could be in tune tonight when you first come home from shul, the first challah, the first dip, or the first, I don't know, whatever your first thing is, it doesn't matter, and not even think about the next one, and just taste what you're tasting right now. Something physical could be so spiritual, but in a second, it could turn to actually the lowest of the low as well. And it can also bring someone to the expansion of mind, of knowledge. So how do I know if it's holy? This is the test, exactly what he said right now. If the intake of something physical, whether it's a machal or a mashke, then brings me Simchat Halev. How do I know if I have Simchat Halev? Are you able now to sing a zemer with kavana? Are you able now to learn something gewalt? Can you then go to the sefer? Can you learn? Or is generally your experience after you partake in things like this, more. L'chovot Shabbos Kodesh. Right? L'chovot Shabbos Kodesh. More. L'chaim. V'lachen mitzuve ha'adam b'Shabbos le'aneg es gufo. Going back to what Yosef brought up before. The commandment is, the commandment is to please your body, le'aneg et gufo, for what point? She'al yedei zeh yeh lo Yishuv Hada'at v'simcha.
I love this. The exact same thing was in Tanya last week.
What parak are you in?
Right now? No, but the last week it was in 12.
Today we finished 15.
So last week Yud Beis. She'al yedei zeh yeh lo Yishuv Hada'at v'simcha. The point of Shabbos. What's Shabbos? What does Shabbos mean? Give another name for Shabbos. Yishuv Hada'at. What is Shabbos? What's Menucha? Yishuv Hada'at, the settling of the mind. That's what it's supposed to bring you. You know what it is to learn with Yishuv Hada'at? To learn with Yishuv Hada'at, it's a Gan Eden. Yesterday with the Kol Chaver, we were sitting right before we started learning. It was raining outside. It was freezing. And I got a cup of tea. I had a Piasetzner, Tzav Zeros in front of me. I was like, there is nothing in the world like this. You can't say that in the summer. This doesn't work. In the winter, it's like, there's nothing in the world like this. If there's a moment of Yishuv Hada'at, of learning, that comes from the Oneg of Shabbos, how you please your body, that's the point, that's the direction, that's the focus. But that means the eating and the drinking has to be with consciousness. It's got to be with awareness. שיוכל לבלות את השבת בלימוד התורה בעצמו וללמוד עם ילדיו. Do you have more koach for your child? For your child's Dvar Torah? Or asking your child a question? Or less koach to hear what the kid has to say after the fressing began? Mamish, litmus test. It's unbelievable what he's saying over here. So simple. What does it give you koach for? The indulging in the physicality, which is a necessity. What does it then bring you koach then to do? Does it also make you feel a harbos bitfila ubamiras tefillin bitvekus? You also have the cheshek. I want to learn more. I want to say more Tehillim. V'lehodos laHashem kakosov mizmor shir liyom haShabbos tov lodos laHashem, which is what Shabbos is all about. To say thank you. Do you have a cheshek to say thank you? The eating and the drinking is supposed to bring you to a place of having a simcha dika, a heartful. A hartzig, we're getting very yeshivish today. A hartzig simcha dika gishmak, saying thank you to Hashem. Aval, and this is Hashem, please help me. Anyone that needs help here. It's by the way, this next piece I think is subconscious. We're not even aware of it. Aval ha'achila hagasa. My father used to always say a word. I thought it was Yiddish, English. I still don't know what language it's in. Prost. Anyone ever hear that word? Prost. What is that? What language is that?
Yiddish.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Pashut.
It's like straight.
Straight.
No, so that's not what he meant.
Like fressing.
Huh?
Over fressing.
Question is, how did he say it?
Over fressing.
Like it's not,
Yeah,
it's not kosher.
right. Gas. Gas. What does gas mean? Gasa. Achila gasa. Psia gasa. What's gasa?
Thick, heavy.
Too much. Indulgement.
Yeah, so he's saying, ha'achila hagasa meshabeshet et hamoach. It actually does the opposite of Yishuv Hada'at. Umezika laguf, and is harmful and damaging to the body. ואחריה אי אפשר לא ללמוד ולא להתפלל וגם לא לעסוק באמירת תהילים כדבעי. ואין זה נקרא מענג השבס כלל וכלל. You're under the impression this fressing's gonna bring such. Have you been to? I grew up in Beverly Hills. Do you know what the Kiddush was like? I grew up in Beverly. The Kiddushim were like you. Some of you grew up in the 5 towns. Chicago Kiddushes. Oh my God. Jerry, I remember one specific Kiddush we were once at many years ago, and I couldn't believe it. There was more at that one shul, more food, more fressing at one shul than like 30 Hesder yeshivas on Shabbos, in one Kiddush, right? And that kiddush defines people's shul's identities sometimes. Oy vey, Hashem yirachem aleinu. That defines the shul's identity, the Kiddush. Now, alavai, though, a holy Kiddush could also define a shul's identity. What's it like after? And I did, what's it like afterwards? What is the Kiddush like? What is the Shir after davening like? What is that like? What's it like? What's the vibe with the alcohol like? What's the vibe with the eating? Any of it? Do you get more of a hunger by every bite you take to hear more, to daven more? If you don't, inakta et atzmecha. You were pleasing yourself. It had nothing to do with Shabbos. It had nothing to do with Shabbos. I know this is a little bit chazak and charif, but we're in very, very serious times right now. Very serious times. And the awakening that has to happen from within can be found all over the place by everyone. He says, En ze nikra me'aneg et ha-Shabbat klal. It had nothing to do with Shabbos. You're flying, but don't confuse that with Oneg Shabbos.
I must share that it's really from Shaman, because this is going to be the second Shabbat that I cannot even eat the challah, because I had a terrible teeth surgery, and I can only eat soft, and it's so painful. So I feel that it's now getting this lesson, like you talked last week about the spirituality of the bread in Shabbat, and then about feeling the spirituality of Shabbat without the food through davening, and now it's through food. I mean, now God decided, because I did Achila Gasa, to just shut my mouth. And the doctor said, yeah, you have to go 15 kilo lower. So I have no choice now than just study it. I think, that's what he did.
Mic drop, huh? Yeah. I mean, do you know the book Lamed Vav? אתה מכיר את הספר למד וו? Okay. What else do you,
Shabbat Shalom.
אשריך. I would say, if I didn't learn this teaching and I heard what you said, I would say with the confusing sound of Kedusha, I'll eat double for you this Shabbos. I feel like saying, L'chvodcha, I'm going to eat less this Shabbos, right? V'ashla kadosh, let's finish this. V'ashla kadosh mefaresh, v'karata l'shabbat oneg, shetikra lehashabbat et haoneg. What does that mean? Klomar she'haoneg yishamesh l'shabbos. Pleasure is reserved for what the point of Shabbos is. What's the point of Shabbos? Inner menucha, which we call Yishuv Hada'at and Simchat Halev. If that's not where it's heading, it's not Oneg Shabbos, it's Oneg Shlomo, it's Oneg Dov, it's Oneg David, it's Oneg Aaron. It's not Oneg Shabbos. Shetikra et haoneg v'tikrvu l'Shabbat. She'eh lecha Yishuv Hada'at. והרחב הסדס להזכרב ולהידבק בהשם יזברך. ולא שתשתמש עם העונג להרוס את השבס, חס ושלום. And you shouldn't use the oneg to, God forbid, destroy Shabbos. Now here's going to bring the tears to Echol Mashmanim Shtei Mamtakim. So after Rav Yaakov Meir says this whole piece, he says, now let's go back to the Zemer. Echol Mashmanim Shtei Mamtakim, eat fats, drink sweets, because God will give to all those that cling to Him, and then really you should have the rest of the Zemer. What will God give to all those that have dvekas? Beged lilvosh, lechem chukim, basa v'dagim v'chol matamim. Look what He does here. Shetochal et hamashmanim. Yes, eat it. V'shtet hamamtakim. And drink the mamtak. Here really means like whatever l'chaim is to the extent that it should be done. Why? So that Hashem could give you what you're longing for more than you're longing for anything else in the world. What are we all longing for? Dveikus. Eat and drink in a way that through your eating and your drinking, Hashem can give you what you really want. Dveikus. So keep on, we have so many different, first of all, the Shabbos is just an amazing opportunity. It doesn't mean right now, again, obviously for people that are in programs, I'm not, obviously, it goes without saying, not encouraging drinking. It doesn't mean don't have l'chaim on Shabbos. And it doesn't mean don't eat on Shabbos. That's not the point either. But what it means is check in with yourself to see at what point is the oneg about me, and at what point is did it stop being about Shabbos? And when we can do that and have Shabbatot like that, we get a nachala bli meitzarim, which means, like we said, what was the lashon? An eternal, infinite island of Yishuv Hada'at, which I don't know about you. I'll take that. I'll go to that island any chance I can get. Harchavas Hada'at, Yishuv Hada'at, and Simchat Halev. This is the point of why Shabbos was given to us, and we should merit to take the most advantage of it. And the most important thing is that you have to remember, detecting this avoda can't be done without simcha. It has to be besimcha. It's not like, oh man, now I'm going to feel guilty this Shabbos if I start to, if I start over-fressing or drinking too much. It's, right? You're depressed, the shamayim right now probably. I know I'm giving you.
I'm not going to have my l'chaim tonight.
No.
I'm not going to really focus.
Afuch.
It's really for me and for Shabbos. I'm not going to figure it out.
I'll tell you, have one.
Enjoy it.
Have one. Enjoy it.
It's like the kavana.
But have one. You still want to kill me, I know. This is the chap, you see, by the Christians, the whole Inyan is nothing. Right? Nothing. Suppression of the whole Inyan. We see, some of them. And we see what happens there. Our whole thing is recognizing the joy and the beauty and the potential kedusha that is inherent in everything, and how much out of the whole thing. But let's mamish make sure that our Oneg Shabbos is about Shabbos, because then we'll have everything in the world, everything. All right, shakarach everyone.